If you don't have a job lined up in the Boise, Idaho area, or you're just curious about some of the economics and what job opportunities there are and are to come in the future, I'm going to quickly walk you through some of the major companies in the Boise, Idaho area and some of the industries that job opportunities will present in the Boise area. My name's Brady Fagel. I am a local realtor in the Boise, Idaho area. So if you are moving to the area, I'd love for me and my team to help you relocate here. I'd love to sit down, get to know you, and answer any questions that I may have. I've grown up here my entire life, and so I hope that I can answer any of the questions that you may have moving to a new area like Boise, Idaho. Now, a quick PSA before we get into the job opportunities: do not quit your job before moving to the Boise, Idaho area. If you do need to quit your job, make sure that you do it after you move to Boise and close on a home. One of the biggest mistakes people can make is they quit their job, then move to Boise and find out that they can't get lending on a mortgage for their home purchase. So be working with your lender, be working with your agent, but make sure that you do not quit your job prior to moving. Quick overview: the average salary in the Boise, Idaho area is $52,000. The average household income is $75,000. Unemployment in the Boise area is right around 3%, which is lower than the national average. Boise has almost always been under the national average for unemployment rates, and the poverty rate in the Boise, Idaho area is 9.2%, which the national average is 14%. So both the poverty rate and the unemployment rate are lower in the Boise, Idaho area. Now, the four major areas that have the most job opportunity is, of course, food services, which is going to ring true pretty much any city you go to. That's going to be things like restaurants, fast food places, grocery stores, a lot of those food services that you find in every single city, with 31,880 jobs in the Southwest Idaho region. The second industry is the transportation industry at about 30,000 jobs. The third biggest is management services. So this is going to be things like customer service, with the total amount of 25,000 jobs in management occupations and 10,000 of those being in customer service. The fourth biggest industry in the Boise, Idaho area is healthcare practitioners and healthcare services. Healthcare practitioners being about 20,000 jobs in the Southwest Idaho Boise area, and another 16,000 jobs being in healthcare support roles. So whether that's people at the front desk or medical assistants, but the fourth biggest one being healthcare related jobs in the Boise, Idaho area. Now, the first big company specifically in the Boise, Idaho area that provides a lot of jobs, over 5,000 jobs in the Boise, Idaho area, is Micron Technology. So Micron is a microchip manufacturing company. They deal a lot with microchips, and they're going to be located in southeast Boise, a little bit outside of town, so it's a little bit of a commute unless you live in that southeast Boise area. But Micron is a big company in the Boise, Idaho area. They also have multi-billion-dollar plans to build an entire plant in the Kuna, Idaho area, which is just outside of Boise and just outside of Meridian. It's about 15 miles south of the Boise, Idaho area, but they're planning on building a huge manufacturing plant, which is going to expand the Kuna, Idaho area. There's going to have a lot more new jobs coming through that Micron plant. And along with Micron comes a lot of other technology jobs related in that field. But Micron is one of the biggest job opportunities in the Boise, Idaho area. The second and the third biggest job opportunities in the Boise area is going to be St. Luke's and St. Alphonsus. So St. Luke's is the biggest hospital, the biggest healthcare provider in the Boise, Idaho area, which goes back to what I mentioned. One of the fourth biggest jobs is in that healthcare field. With St. Luke's, that includes the three major hospitals. You have one downtown Boise, one in Meridian, and then you have a smaller St. Luke's hospital in the Nampa area. So that's going to include your hospital, all of your urgent cares. St. Luke's has a bunch of urgent cares, and then they have a lot of small sector, small surgery, small rehab centers, small chiropractic. They have a lot of small things all across the valley. So with all of those St. Luke's jobs, that's not only going to be your nurses, your doctors, your physicians, your healthcare practitioners, but that's also going to be all of the support staff. There's a lot of business opportunity within the St. Luke's system itself, whether that's business management, marketing, all of the things that encapsulate a huge business. It's just that St. Luke's is a hospital and healthcare practitioner based company. The second one, which is also a hospital, is St. Alphonsus. So St. Alphonsus is a very similar story to St. Luke's. It is a little bit smaller than St. Luke's, but they do have a major hospital near Boise, near downtown. And then they do have another big hospital in Nampa, Idaho. So about 15 minutes apart. But St. Alphonsus, another big healthcare job provider in the Boise, Idaho area. Now, the next thing I have on the list is BSU, so Boise State University. Being a university and a big college in the Boise, Idaho area comes with a lot of jobs, whether that's through education, being a professor, all of the things that encapsulate that come with being a college, but BSU is located in the Boise area. So that does come with a lot of university, master's, PhD, professor, all of the roles that encompass a university. BSU is a huge job provider in the Boise, Idaho area. The next on the list is an obvious, but it's the government or school related jobs. So anything to do with the government, that's your teachers, that's your fire department, your police department, all of the things that encapsulate a government and the jobs related to that government. Speaking to the teachers and a lot of the police officers, I know that a lot of people that work here, the teaching opportunities in Boise is lower pay than a lot of other states. Although last year they did just pass a bill that raised teachers' pay by I think $3,000 in West Ada School District and then $6,000 in a lot of the other school districts. It was up to the school districts to decide when that bill went through. But again, Idaho teachers, from the knowledge that I know, is that they do have a little bit lower paying jobs than a lot of other states, but that is improving. The next on the list is Albertsons, which is a grocery store in Boise. They are a huge job provider in the Boise, Idaho area. That's of course going to be all of your grocery jobs, whether that's being a stocker, the clerk at the front, all of the things within the grocery store. But as a whole, Albertsons, the business related thing, the management side of stuff, Albertsons is a huge job provider in the Boise, Idaho area. The other three that I have on here is Blue Cross Blue Shield, which is an insurance company. They have a huge headquarter base here in Boise. Scentsy, which is the candles that you melt inside of a lamp that many of you are familiar with. Their headquarters are in Meridian, so there's more job opportunity there. Simplot, Scentsy, and Blue Cross Blue Shield are three of the other big job providers in the Boise area. When it comes to all of these things that I have listed, these are the major companies that have a lot of job opportunities in the area. Now, Boise, of course, has all of these smaller companies within the Boise area, and there is a lot of job opportunity here. The technology industry has had kind of a boom in the Boise area, so there's a lot more opportunity when it comes to technology, especially surrounding that Micron and a lot of the new companies that have moved into the Boise, Idaho area. With that, Meta, or most people know it as Facebook, they have plans to also expand into Cuno, right next to the Micron plant that I spoke about earlier. So Facebook and Meta are planning to have more jobs come to the Boise, Idaho area, further expand a lot of the technology and business side of the Boise area, giving more job opportunities and expansion coming to Boise. Now, as a whole, Boise has a great economy. A lot of people are moving here for good reasons. A lot of businesses are moving to the Boise, Idaho area because Boise is extremely business friendly. The history of Boise is, as I spoke about in the beginning, having a lower unemployment rate, having a lower poverty rate, overall just being a good economy, a good place to live in no matter what. And with the expansion of Boise, it seems that every year it's just growing more and more. There's more and more opportunity in the Boise, Idaho area, even with what we're going through right now, which is this high interest rate environment, recession looming, all of the things happening in today's environment. Boise is still growing and it's going to continue to grow. And I believe that based on what we're seeing a lot of big companies move here. I think the opportunities for jobs in the Boise, Idaho area is not going to be a shortage. So again, those major ones in the Boise, Idaho area are something that are good to know about, but I don't have time to go through all of the small individual companies that are in the Boise, Idaho area. I can just tell you that there is a lot of opportunity out there. There's a lot of smaller companies in the Boise area. There's always people looking for work, and there's not a shortage of opportunity in Boise. So if you are moving to the Boise, Idaho area, hopefully that helps give you a rough overview, a starting point of where to go look if you are looking at job opportunities when moving here. And if you are looking to relocate here and you do want more questions answered and more specifics on some of the job and economical industries in the Boise area, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to help. Thank you for watching.